Hi, my name is Reed. For the past year, I've started working with game development. About 3 months ago, I started working more heavily on my own personal project, but about a year ago, I started learning more and more about how this game works. At first, it was me just testing out different player functions and different ways to move the player. So at first, I did transform that translate, and I liked it a little bit. It was smooth, but it didn't really use physics or friction as much, so I couldn't slide as easily. But then I tried Add Force, Rigid Body Add Force, and it was a lot better to me, I think. And I enjoyed it a lot more, so that's usually what I use now. So I just started using tests, more figuring out how the game development works. And then about 3 or 4 months ago, I decided I want to start working on a project. So this is the first project I thought I was going to do. It was just about a guy running through a city, and this is a sample scene I made, so let me load it up. And it was just supposed to be me having a guy run through a city. He'd avoid different obstacles. He wasn't supposed to fight back, but he was just supposed to run through a city, fight bad guys, and that's it. So for this, I just had made it so you have an add force, and I had a lot of problems with the way I wrote the script, I think, which made me not like this as much. But when I jump or do anything, I can't. So when I jump or do anything, or when I'm in the air, I cannot move anymore. So if I jump over this, I can't turn around. I can still move the camera, but I can't move. So if I jump up, I can't move. And that's kind of how I liked it. So when you jump, I just have a grounded function, and that just removes all functionality from moving. So you can jump across here, and this is just going to be you running on like a truck or something to get inside of a building. And this is kind of what I had the idea for, the first idea, but I didn't like it more and more thinking about it, and it just ended up not doing anything. So I moved on to this next project where I thought it'd be a lot better. So in this one, what you do, instead of running through a city, it's just gonna be you having a gun. And this isn't really a leveler scene. This is me testing out how I wanted to do a gun. So instead of normally having a gun, like you just run around and reload from like 1,000 bullets or something, and you just minus how much you have, and just minus the amount you want to put in your gun. I don't like that, so I instead did a magazine system. So if you shoot the gun, you can't reload unless you have the right magazine. So let me just pick up these over here. And these are all 3 different mags. So you can see in the bottom right, it shows different magazines. I can reload them, shoot them, but I can only reload if I have the right magazine. So if I go over here, I shoot the pistol, and I pick up this one, I'm not going to be able to reload this even though I have a magazine because I don't have the right magazine. Right now the display for this isn't very good. I need to improve it, I think. What I want to do is put magazines so they show on the back of the player so you can see what magazines he has instead of just seeing a counter. Because I don't like the ammo counter and the magazine counter, but those are just little things I put for myself, I think, just to show how everything's working. But I also have a knife, and every weapon can be thrown and picked back up. So if I walk over to them, I just pick them back up. And everything was done in one script to make this a lot easier. So that's kind of how I did things. If I kind of show it off right here, I have the entire script. So I just have models, transforms, rigid bodies, the different things, throw force, fire rates, and these are the current ammo I have just for the displays, and these are the particle systems. I did everything in one script, so then I wouldn't have to keep making new scripts for each weapon, and I thought it was a lot easier. So because now I know exactly everything I do for a new gun, and just copy and paste the code I had for the other guns. Everything's pretty straightforward, and for the weapon damages, I just run a script on the enemy. So if you hit them, it'll run the method, and it will run the tick damage script for the enemy. So after working with this and getting more into the navigation, the nav mesh component with Unity, I made this project. And I took a school class for this past semester, and I really enjoyed it. And this is part of the reason what got me more working to my own personal project. I liked it, but then I didn't really have much to work for. I enjoyed just working on it until I started working more with this project. And this is the project I want to show off for that school class. So you run around, it's the same thing, but this little 0 at the top of the screen is the score for how many kills you have. So I can run around, shoot them. I changed the ammo a little bit just to make it, I think, look a little bit nicer. But the navigation agent can run all throughout this building, chase me, and the weapons actually deal damage when I throw them as well. So the weapon, I made it so when you hit the enemy, when they collide with the enemy, they do 5 damage. So they can kill them, but they're not really that useful all by themselves when you run out, but I don't want them to be useless. So if I throw it, he should be dead. Yeah. And except for the knife, I can throw him and they'll die instantly because I thought it'd be different to use a melee weapon. So if I throw it at them, boom, he'll take damage. And then if I just throw it, so each weapon does different damages. So they do 5. Oops, that might have killed him. Let's see. If I throw it and throw it again, that'll kill him. Yeah, there we go. I need to throw it twice because it does 5 damage, and that's how I thought I'd do it. It make the guns less useless, and I changed it so you can hold 5 magazines in this, and that's kind of how I wanted to do things. So when I die, I just get this simple press space to restart screen, and I thought that'd work just fine for the early prototype. But now here's the product I'm working on. It's this one right here. Let's load into it. Right now, the materials is what I'm kind of working with, trying to find a good material for the walls, the stairs, and everything, because I'm not really liking how things are looking. I think I like the floor, but I'm not really sure yet. But I just made a notebook kind of demonstration explaining, or like drawing to explain how everything's going to work. And I just looked at everything, so from the walls, I'm still not sure how I want to do the walls yet. But I just made different rooms, so this can be like laundry right here, or cooking room right here. Inside of these big squares in between the prison cells, I'm going to just have a cafeteria. And then this is just going to be level 1 where you escape from a prison, I think. And then you're just going to sneak past guards and everything, get through everyone. But the navigation agent's all hooked up. They can go up the stairs, go around. And this is just where I'm at currently. And I'm planning to make these videos maybe once a week, just updating how everything's going. And this is my plan for my game dev. Thanks for watching.